Hello, hello. Welcome to the Skeins of Dreams knitting podcast. I'm Megha. I'm also known as Skeins of Dreams on Instagram and on Ravelry. And I usually come here to talk all about my knitting and making journey with all of you. If this is the first video you're watching, thank you so much for checking out my video. And if you've stuck with me so far and watched previous episodes, thank you so much for your patience because I know it has been a while. I recorded, I think, end of February, if I'm not wrong. I don't even remember when the last episode went out. I was preparing for a trip to Dallas and it was the day before. And I have to tell you, my life kind of went crazy after my trip to Dallas. I came back with a really bad cold. I had some back issues. I had a week of debilitating back pain. I couldn't walk or do anything. Like, it was ridiculous. And then just as I was recovering from that, I got the flu. So that was no fun. I had high fever and everything that comes along. I had really terrible cold and cough. I had to go to the doctor a couple of times. It was insane. So my last month wasn't the very best, if I may say so. And I finally felt better. Like, almost, it's been like 10 days or 2 weeks of me feeling much better, but I absolutely had no mojo to podcast. But it has been a while and I was missing all the interactions and sharing my knitting progress and excitement with all of you. So I decided that today's the day. I'm just gonna come and record hopefully an interesting video of everything that I have been working on and give you an update on what's going on with my knitting. I'm sorry, I feel like I just started the episode and jumped right into I don't know, I wouldn't say negative, but that's what was happening in my life, so I just jumped right into it. I don't know if you were ready for that. But I hope you have some knitting or crochet or whatever craft you feel like working on with you today, and to join me and listen to me talk about my knitting. I feel like everyone says this when they record after a while, that they've been out of touch, and I feel like I'm understanding what they say. I feel a little awkward. I'm like, okay, did I do that right? Should I redo it? I'm not gonna redo it. Let's just carry on with what I already recorded. Okay, so I have finished objects, I have works in progress, and of course I have dream knitting. As always, even though I didn't have a very good month health-wise, I had a decent month knitting-wise, that's my go-to activity for any sort of relaxation. Like, I have to knit. My hands have to keep knitting. Oh, and on other update, my mother's here. She's visiting with us and she's staying for a few months. So it's been almost a month since she got here, which is ridiculous. I don't feel like it's been a month. She will join us on the next episode. I know a lot of you have been asking me about that. I just felt like there was too much stuff to talk about this particular episode because it's been a while since I recorded, so I will ask her to join me for the next one when we can talk more about her. Okay. So yeah, I have definitely been knitting, and I just realized that I got everything here except my amazing finished object. So let me go grab that. Okay, I'm back. I test knit the Corran cardigan for Rebecca Clow, who is the Crea Bea, as we all lovingly know her. And it's finished. This is my Corran cardigan, and it has my hair on it. I don't know how it appears on screen. It's a nice purple color. It's kind of like it's in the evening. Today is like the 6th of April. I just finished work. I decided before I lose light, let me go quickly record a video. So that's what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see the colors well. So this is my beautiful finished Corran cardigan. It has lovely purple buttons on it and just regular plastic buttons. And what can I say about this garment? It's perfect. It knit up really quickly. If I had knitted, like I had taken a 2-week break from it when I was not feeling well, I don't think I got a lot of knitting done during those 2 weeks. But yeah, I took a 2-week break from it, but overall, it's a really quick knit, simple lace, easy to memorize, and I absolutely loved knitting on it. This yarn is Pearl Soho knitting yarn. It's 100% wool. The yarn was gifted to me by Pearl Soho, so thank you so much for that. And Rebecca actually made her first sample, a nice blue color one, in this particular yarn, and I really love that sample of hers, and I really wanted to try this yarn. So I am so happy that I got to do that. So yeah, I will put a picture of me actually wearing the cardigan. It's releasing tomorrow. Hopefully I've released the video tonight, but if not, I mean, it's releasing on the 7th of April, so all of you will be able to knit it. Rebecca's testers were amazing. Like, there were so many colors. Like, everyone seemed to have done it in like really bright statement colors, and it just looks amazing. I know Selma of Little Big Knits and Amy Palco of The Meaningful Stitch have also made Corran cardigans. I know Fernanda of Little Monkeys and Me also test knit for Rebecca, and there were quite a few of us, and I recognize them quite a bit from previous test knits that I've done for Rebecca. So it was a wonderful tester group. Really thoroughly enjoyed knitting on this garment. It's knit on like I knit this on US 9 5.5 millimeter needles, so it went by really quickly. I made the V-neck version. There's a round neck version as well, and actually after my mom saw me knit on this, she has requested one for herself and she wants it in white. So I bought some Sadness Garn Lina, which is like cotton viscose linen blend for her, so I can knit her version that she can wear in India. But yeah, I think I'm absolutely in love with this. Like, I wore it to work already a couple of times. This spring has been quite chilly, I would say. Like, March was cold. I don't know why I feel like that, because I lived in Buffalo and it was much colder there than Pittsburgh. But I feel like in Pittsburgh it rains and is so cloudy so frequently that I just don't remember it being nice ever. It's again cloudy today, and I'm hoping I can blabber along quickly enough to show you all the pretty colors. So yeah, I'm very happy with my Corran cardigan. Highly recommend Rebecca's patterns. I've knit so many of them, and I'm sure she's gonna come up with so many designs that I'm gonna want to knit. And of course, if you watched Rebecca and Amy's previous videos, you know that they're coming to Rhinebeck, and I'm gonna be driving them around. So I'm really looking forward to meeting them in person and wearing all the beautiful knitted garments and seeing all of you at Rhinebeck. So I'm excited about that. I mean, Rhinebeck's still far away. I'm actually going to Knit City, Montreal next month, which is in May. I think the weekend of the 20th. And I'm going to be meeting Selma and Mel from Mel Makes Stuff again. We had so much fun at Vermont Sheep and Wool Festival last year that we decided that we have to go together to another festival. So we're doing Knit City Montreal. So let me know if you're there, and I'll be there for that weekend so we can I can say hi. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think I've mentioned everything. So that was my Corran cardigan. Hopefully I've put up pictures and you see how it fits me. I would have liked it to have a little more ease, but I honestly didn't block it very aggressively. I think I can do that. It's wool, like it'll grow if I block it properly, but I'm okay with it. Like for now, if I need it to be looser, I think I'm just gonna stretch the lace out. I have no complaints at all about this garment. It's beautiful. I really love the color. I really love the design. And thank you again, Rebecca, for letting me test knit it. Okay, so that was finished object number 1. And I'm actually wearing my second finished object, which I literally cast off this morning. I have not washed and blocked it, and you have not seen me cast it on the podcast. Like, you've not seen this project before, because I cast it on the 20th of March and I finished it on the 6th of April. So that was a quick knit. I just like seriously got in the mood for a summer knit, and I had this beautiful Camerose 100% linen yarn. I think I've heard it pronounced as Lovetand, but it like spells like love tanned. I really don't know how to pronounce that. I should have looked that up. But I had this beautiful yarn in this burnt orange color that I absolutely wanted to knit with. So I cast it on. It needs to be washed. It's a little like wrinkly from just me wearing it. Or no, knitting on it. It's a basic raglan tee that I kind of drafted myself. I just randomly decided I wanted to cast on the linen yarn, and I wanted a simple basic tee. And I'll put a picture, or I'll put a video of me like kind of like moving around in it. Please excuse my hot pink pants because that's what I'm wearing right now, and I'm too lazy to change into something else. So hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. I did like a twisted rib band at the neck, at the sleeve edging, and the hemline as well. The hem is rolling a little. It needs a wash basically. So the numbers, so since it's a self-drafted tee, what I did was I kind of knew what gauge I will get with the needle size that I picked. I wanted a tight-ish gauge so that I can wear it without wearing a camisole underneath, and I think it has worked. Finally, I can wear this without a camisole. It looks really good, if I may say so myself. I'm very happy with it. I kind of cast on quite a few stitches for the back, very few for the sleeve, and then just 2 for the front. That's how I started the raglan. I kept doing increases at the front while doing raglan increases. So that kind of counted for the short rows, and then when I had about 8 sets of raglan increases done, I cast on stitches for the front. By the way, my Ravelry notes are pretty up to date on how many stitches I cast on. Like I said, I kind of knew what gauge I would get, so I used that to kind of estimate what I wanted to cast on, how many stitches. And I don't like closed necks for summer, so I wanted it to be a little wider. But it's actually turned out pretty nice with the button band and everything. It worked out well. Then I just kept doing raglan increases, and usually I stop at some point to kind of figure out what the depth is of the yoke and what is the finished garment size I want to achieve, and then I manipulate my raglan increases. For example, this one, because I started with only 6 sleeve stitches. Did I say that before? I don't know. I started with 6 stitches for the sleeves only to begin with, and then when I got here I realized I may need a little more sleeve stitches, so I did 2 increases, which was only sleeve increases. I did no body increases because I started with a lot of stitches for the body. So I kind of figured it out as I go, how much time I have to finish the yoke depth, and then how many more rows I have to finish the yoke depth, and then what kind of stitch counts I need, and then I also decide how many I need to cast on for the underarm based on that. So I kind of have been winging it for a while now, and so I end up with decently well-fitted raglan garments. Like if I do this, I know it folds a little, but I think it looks pretty good, and I hope you've seen me like move around in it so you'll know how it fits me. But I'm very happy with how the garment has turned out. No complaints at all. It's a beautiful yarn. I can't wait to wash it to see how it softens up, and the drape and everything should be really nice staple wear for the summer. So I feel like I'm talking really fast, but it's okay. I don't want this episode to be too long because I don't want to give myself an editing challenge the first video back from a hiatus. So I'm just gonna, cram everything in and hope I don't have to do a lot of editing. I don't even know if I'm gonna put the names of the projects on the screen like I usually do, but I think I should. Anyway, let's one step at a time. So let's first record. Okay, are you ready for my works in progress? Because there are quite a few, and I'm actually skipping a few which I worked on since I last spoke to you, but I'm not working on currently. So I thought maybe I should just like talk about them at a later point when I'm working on them again. So let's talk about this. I decided to cast on a sweater for Baljeet once again. He currently has been wearing his Kerr sweater, which is again designed by Rebecca, quite a bit. He wears it at least 3 times a week, and I'm panicking that it will fray or something will happen to it because he's wearing it so much. So I decided he needs more sweaters in his wardrobe because he has proven to be quite knit worthy. So I cast on a very simple basic raglan sweater for him. That's how it looks so far. This is the Bibliophile 3 by Alicia Plums. And it is being knit in this beautiful Fiber Company Acadia yarn. You know I love this yarn. I've knit with it twice before already. This is my 3rd sweater in this yarn. It's a beautiful brown with a little purple in it. I mean, I don't think you can see the purple, but it has a little tinge of something like I feel it has a purplish tendency to it, but it's mostly brown. The colorway is called Verbena. I really love working with this yarn, and I'm sure, I mean, I know it maybe looks like an odd color, but I think it will go really well with Baljeet's wardrobe and the colors he has in his wardrobe. And I kind of knit with like a fall color because he'll be wearing it more in the fall because now it's gonna get too warm to wear sweaters. And this yarn is actually very warm because it has alpaca content in it. But yeah, so that's what I'm knitting on for Baljeet. And this is like my mindless in the round knit now because I finished the raglan increases. This is a compound raglan, so it has like different increases just as you start the sweater, but then it gets to the regular raglan increases. It's a very basic sweater. I really like the look of it when Alicia Plums released the pattern, and I was looking for something in a 20 stitch gauge, which is like a basic raglan. Like I know I can do the measurements myself, like I did this for myself, but sometimes it's nice to just blindly follow a pattern. So I'm happy I did that. It's going well, and honestly, since I was trying to finish this one, I didn't work on it for a couple of days, but I'm gonna get back to it. I have all summer to finish it, and for Baljeet I'm only knitting the 2nd size, which is 40-inch chest, so it's not a huge garment. At least it's not as big as my garments are. Yep, so that is work in progress number 1. The second work in progress is actually an old one, which I kind of picked up and started working on. Old one, I mean, as in not from last year, but like earlier this year, I had for the Bougie Sweatshirt Gal or Bougie Sweatshirt Knit Along, hosted by my friend Casey of the Young Folk Knits podcast. I had cast on the Naima pullover by Ankerstrick, right? And I have added length. I finished the raglan and then I added length to the sweater, and I'm just now knitting in the round. This one is not so much just knitting in the round. There is a lace detail that goes down the sides, but it's pretty much knitting in the round. I really love how this sweater fits. I did a fit check. It's actually close to me. It's not as loose as is in the picture, but I knew that. I don't think I gauge swatched for it. No, actually I did gauge swatch, but I didn't get gauge, so I did my whole thing with choosing the sweater size, doing the increases. I don't know what I did. It fits me quite well actually. It's figure kind of like close to my body, so I added some increases on the side just so it's not too figure hugging. But it does have, the pattern has A-line shaping as an option, so I feel like I followed that. I can't remember. At this moment, I'm not doing any increases. I'm just knitting in the round. But I really love this twisted rib detail and the eyelets and everything. I'm sure I'm gonna love wearing this in the fall. This is again Pearl Soho hedgerow yarn. It's a beautiful yarn. It has tweed. It has these specks in it. It has some like 3% cashmere or something. I don't think I have a button band. For all my pretty Instagram pictures, I pull the, did I say button band? Ball band is what I meant. For all my pretty Instagram pictures, I pull the ball bands out, and then I don't know what the make of the sweater of the yarn is. Sorry, I feel like I'm speaking, but what I think I'm saying is not what's coming out of my mouth. So this was my swatch, so proof that I swatched for it. And the swatch has become super soft by just lying in the bottom of the bag. And I am so excited to have a sweater which is this like nice and soft. I'm not gonna put it on my face. My makeup will come off. I got a new phone. It has a nicer camera. I feel like you could see every little mark on my face, so I had to put on some makeup for the video. Things you do for podcasting, right? I know you wouldn't stop watching me because I have some spots on my face, but I have to watch myself when I'm editing my own videos, which is a pain. It is. Alright. So that's my Naima sweater. I hope I've given you all the information. If you feel like I've missed something, which is quite possible, please reach out, or in the description box below, I would have linked to my Ravelry page, and I'm usually very thorough with my Ravelry notes because documentation is part of my life. That's what I also have to do for my day job, so I'm a nerd like that, so it works out. Okay, that was that. All these needles are coming out of the bag. I don't know where this needle belongs. Okay, so that was my work in progress number 2 only. Okay, so today I cast on another work in a new project, because I am test knitting a pattern called the Tankar Tee by my friend Anina of the Aniyuti Knits podcast. Anina came out with the test call last week, and I had finished my Corran cardigan, so I was done with that test knit, so I decided to jump on this one. And it's a summer tee, very simple, staple, beautiful design, top down, kind of a drop shoulder-ish construction. And I have basically just cast on, so there's nothing to see, it's just ribbing, but it's in this beautiful yarn. I just love this, like, you know already that this is my color. This yarn is Taki Yarn's Coronado. It's a 90% cotton, 10% silk yarn. I purchased this on Webs, which is basically yarn.com in the US. And I don't know if you can see, there are these beautiful yellow specks on this green. It is just so stunning. I am thoroughly enjoying knitting with this. I'm really looking forward to the cotton t-shirt. And that is my swatch. So it has very nice stitch definition. You can see that I am the queen of tiny swatches, but I swatch. I just like swatch tiny. And I did this garter here because the t-shirt has a garter detail and then it has stockinette. So this is literally how the t-shirt's gonna look. It's pretty. I love it. I love this yarn a lot. I was really tempted to buy another color they have. Like, I really like it's a chartreusey color, and suddenly I'm into all the golden greens. I really want to buy all the golden greens, but I'm gonna hold off. There's a lot of yarn in this room and I need to work through it all. I have some green right here. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, like here. Yeah. Okay. So that was work in progress number 3. And then I have, actually, since I felt sick, I didn't do any spinning. All my spinning work was done before that. And I didn't want my spinning, all the yarn that I'm spinning to just like lie there and not be used in anything. So I kind of started a blanket to show my spinning story. I don't know what else to call it. It's like, it's going to be a really wonky thing because my spinning is not as uniform right now as I'm like super new at it. And honestly, I've not done any spinning in the last month, I feel, because I mean, I felt sick and then I stopped spinning and now I'm out of the habit and I've just been knitting. But that's okay. I'm gonna pick it up when I pick it up. But I started kind of a scrappy blanket, you can call it, but it's basically my spin story. This is the first skein of yarn I spun up. This is Corradale. This is the one that I'm working with currently, and I'm holding it actually with one strand of Holst Super Soft in this Oxford color. I have a sweater in this color, and this is just the leftover Oxford from it. I decided to hold it with one strand of Holst, any color that I feel like, mostly because I wanted to give it some sort of structure, because the hand spun is going to be so all over the place. I didn't want it to just, you know, fall apart or get holes or whatever. I don't know how it's gonna work, but this is the second skein, so I'm holding these two together right now. This is a merino bamboo that I spun up. I mean, parts of it are okay, parts of it are overspun, parts of it are underspun. I guess that's what you see with beginner spinning, but I'm very happy with how this is looking, and it'll be so cool to see how my spinning will change, right, like over time. So I thought it's just a garter blanket. I cast on maybe like 200 or 220 stitches or something. Of course, I'm in the middle of a round. It's gonna be a heavy-ish blanket, but I don't mind. I like it. It's gonna be a nice lap blanket on the couch. And actually, I finished skein number 3. This is the beautiful skein. So you can see underspun, which has basically opened up. But yeah, it looks very pretty. This was by Nest Fiber. The colorway was Forage. Is that the colorway? It's a BFL like fiber, and I really enjoyed spinning with it. I am currently working on this very pretty hot pink and orange fiber. I think it's Corradale. This is by Sweet Georgia Yarns. So this will be the next color after that. This is the 4th color that will go into the blanket. So yeah, so knitting's happening, spinning is almost happening. Oh, I got this pretty little top whirl spindle from Vermont Spindles. These have been so beautiful. I've actually bought one more of this, so when I get back into spinning, it'll be that one will be used as well. I have this one from Ashford Spindles. I bought this on the Woolery. You can see the difference in the size. This one just has a notch for the spinning thing, and my yarn keeps slipping out of it, whereas this one has a nice like slot, so I kind of like that. But just wanted to share my tools with the spinning aficionados, or is it aficionados? I don't know, people who are interested in spinning. Okay. So that is another work in progress. I know I had a sock on my needles. I have another sweater I cast on during my Dallas trip. And maybe I can quickly show that, but I haven't worked on it much. Also, now I'm getting into my summer knitting craze, so I didn't work on it as much, but I cast on the Darta blouse. This is by Ines Sang. It's part of the Neons and Neutrals book by La Bien-Aimée, or Amy Guile, I think that's her last name. I cast on the body. It's a bottom-up sweater. It's just like a lot of knitting to do. This is holds super soft in, I don't remember the colorway. I can put it in the details. And this is Easier Alpaca. Beautiful combination. I love how it's working up. And I had shown you in one of my videos, I want to do because this sweater has like ruffles going down the front, and I have this really beautiful bright red yarn for the ruffles, and this mohair. So I'm going to put this ruffle on this blue basically. It's gonna work out. It's gonna look really nice. I'm super excited about it. Okay, I think I tried to like rush through all the things I wanted to show you before the light becomes sadder over here, but I can still talk about my dream knitting because I'll put pictures on the screen, and I don't have to show you any colors, so that's okay. So everybody is getting into summer knitting now, spring knitting. I feel like spring here is basically just extended winter. You still end up wearing your winter garments for it, but I kind of want to knit more spring like sweaters. I want like wider necks and 3/4 sleeves, so I might do that at some point. I really enjoyed making the lento, so I'm thinking another lento which has only 3/4 sleeves, or even half sleeves, or even like elbow length or something. I might do that. Then I want to really make the Hatcher sweater. It's a pattern by Julie Hoover, and it's a beautiful, stunning cable like just going down the front, and it has a very chic look. And I want to do it in a cotton yak yarn, which will give a nice drape, and I have like this beautiful red, and I just want to do cables with that. I think it's the Rowan Soft Yak DK that I have in this gorgeous red color. Actually, it's everything will fall if I try to get that out, so it's okay. So that's one project I want to cast on. Then Selma is hosting a scrappy stashy make along, and everyone's making such beautiful scrappy projects. And just this morning Casey was talking about the Mavic pullover by Gudrun Johnson. It was in her Shetland Trader book. Was it the Shetland Trader? I think so. I have the book basically, and I've wanted to make so many patterns from that book, but I decided that the Mavic sweater, which I should have put on the screen by now, would look so good in my leftovers from previous projects. So these colors, and then this one, and I don't know if I can hold them all up together. So a Mavic would look really nice in like these, and this can be my bright plum contrast, but I'm thinking like I can do this and have this be a short sleeved sweater so that I can wear it in like the shoulder seasons or in the summer if it's like a chilly evening, because these are all like superwash 75-25 or 80-20 merino nylon basis. So you've seen this. I did a plant lady tee last year where it's not the plant lady tee, I just call it the plant lady tee because this colorway is called plant lady, but I striped it with like a chartreuse mohair. This was part of my lento, and everything's looking very different now on screen because of the light. And this one I've had for a while. I forget what the name of this company is. I will put it on screen. I actually have a ranunculus in this. It's a very, very pretty color. The colorway name is Devil's Bridge, but I forgot the name of the yarn company. And this is just Knit Picks Hawthorn, I want to say. It's a nice plum color. I have a tee in this. This is Autumn and Indigo sock yarn. I knit a t-shirt I knitted like a half sleeve, like a short sleeve top maybe 2-3 years ago. I love this very, very earthy color. I'm just holding it up so you can get the idea of what the colors are next to each other. So yeah. Oh, I have this little thing from my Cargill sweater. This is Camijo sock yarn in the petals color. Then I have this little pink, which was part of my Pagona shawl. And this is a Sweet Georgia yarn sock yarn. And then I also have this really pastel pink, which I had put in my friend's baby cardigan that I gifted her. I don't know if I ever talked about that cardigan because I finished it when I was on the trip in Dallas. I finished the cardigan, added buttons and everything, and maybe I can put a quick picture here. So I gifted a sweet little cardigan to my friend's baby while I was in Dallas, and I had sewn a dress for her like 2-3 months ago for her first birthday, but they were in India, so I never actually shipped the dress, so I took it with me. So the cardigan and the dress go together, and she'll look really pretty in it. They're still big for her, so she might wear them like next year or next winter season. So yeah, I want to make the Mavic pullover probably in these colors or anything scrappy, like, you know, I want to put these colors together. I was digging them out through my stash the other day to find colors of similar color families and things like that. Then I want to make, I think it's the Kevi tee. It's a new design by Mayu KP, who's a Finnish designer. I think you're supposed to say Mayu Kope. That's how Selma says it on her podcast. She came out with this beautiful t-shirt, like a summer top, which has eyelets on it. Looks really pretty, and I kind of want to knit that. And I might have yarn for it already. Like I have some old Sandness Garnlina in a different project, which I'm supposed to rip out. So I want to do that. And then I think I'm gonna look through my books to see, because I'm pretty sure there are a couple other fingering weight patterns that I really want to knit. I want to knit the Saltier tee, so that's a fingering weight. And I want to knit one of the summer patterns in this beautiful, beautiful yarn I have from Woolen Wine. Kristen of Woolen Wine, she had an update. Like I follow her, so I sometimes see her updates, and like this, I just bought it on a whim. This was around Halloween. This is purple and oranges in it, so pretty. So I want to knit like a summer top with this. I'm just trying to figure out what would be nice for it. Yep. So I think that's everything I wanted to talk about, and more. I have so many plans, it's ridiculous. I want to start knitting on my fall projects already. I really want to make cable garment, so I have yarn for like a cable garment for me, one for Baljeet, one for my professor. So I have like projects just flying in my head all the time, but I'm doing a good job of actually starting and finishing stuff, so we'll get there. Yeah. So I know this may have been like a train wreck of an episode. I came, I spoke, I left, kind of a thing. I threw all these knitting ideas at you. Hopefully it hasn't been too awkward. I have all this pent up podcasting energy from not having recorded for a while, so please excuse me if this was not as calming as you find my other episodes, but I don't really understand how people can find me calming, like I talk so much. But yeah, thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you so much for your support. We are almost at 6,000 subscribers, which is insane. Like I had never expected that we'll get this far, and thank you so much for your support, and thank you for sticking with me through my hiatus as well. And I will try and be a little more regular. I'm thinking monthly now, and yes. So yeah, next episode I'll bring my mother on the podcast. She's been working on some crochet projects. She knows how to knit and crochet. I taught her when she visited me like 5 or 6 years ago. She prefers crochet to knitting because you can pull out your mistakes. So she's working on with yarn from my stash, which I will not be using in any time in the foreseeable future, and I'm so happy that she like worked through it so quickly. She's actually working on a granny square blanket. So we'll share all about that in the next episode. I just thought this one would be too full of my own projects for her to get the time and space she needs. So we will do that in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking my videos, and I really appreciate this beautiful knitting community, and I hope you enjoyed this episode from me. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I will try and be more regular, maybe a monthly episode, so that I can keep you updated on everything that I'm doing. All right, before I blabber anymore, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, take care, and happy crafting. Bye.